Good morning and happy Friday. The date is September 19th, 2025 at 8:43 a.m. I am your host, SquireTrades, joined soon by my great trading partner and good friend, Samwise the Brave. Let's see what we got going today. This is I just got on here about 5 minutes ago. I haven't really had a chance to look at anything yet. Got my nice coffee here. I hope each of you do as well. Nothing better than a nice hot black coffee on a beautiful morning like today. Let's start with the dollar because the dollar interests me. And allow me to get this message on X really quick, please. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, gotta change that title. Check, check, check. Check, check. Check, check, check. Ah, perfect. Things are going my way. Well, the dollar is grinding up. It's not really at all what I would like to see right now. Oh, excuse me. All right. I know. Well, it's been some time. All right, let me get signed in here. Here we go. I'm getting locked in now. Boom. Wonderful. Make sure my Ninja Trader's all good over here. Things are going my way. Mr. Samwise.
Hello. I'm about to take this inverted fair value gap a minute out of NQ. Tell me
I
what.
have not got there yet.
Oh, come on. I need to hit this button.
Hit the button then.
I'm gonna. Well,
Please.
if it closes properly.
Which time frame closed?
No, it didn't.
What time frame are you looking at?
1 minute.
You might get it in another minute.
No, it was $12.
All right, what are we looking at here? I was gonna start with the dollar, but I'll start with NQ.
I know. I've been looking at it all night yesterday and blah 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 blah. Coming out of 15-minute fair value
You
gap.
wanted to take this 15-minute inverse fair value gap on
Yeah.
NQ?
Yeah. But there's a 1-minute inverse fair value gap that I got in the 7-point stop, actually 5.5 and a quarter, 5.5. So it is a little bit of a violation. I got out of it.
Yeah, it's a huge violation. What do you mean a little bit?
Not a huge violation.
It absolutely is. Every violation is a huge violation.
Well, I'm already in profit, and it was $5. So, um, and I'm break even. Every violation is a huge violation. Fine.
What?
No. You're just so dramatic. But it's true. You're right. There, I'm out. I'm done. It hadn't closed above that inverted fair value gap. There it did.
Hey, I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm just trying to follow a system here. Follow a given set of rules every single day, day in and day out until it prints millions of dollars. And
Really, I don't want to be doing this now anyway. I want to wait. I think we've taken out enough of it. Let's start from the very beginning. It's a better place to start. So,
in what scope?
um, I'll let you work your process. Like I've already been looking at it. So like work your process.
You've been looking at NQ?
I've been looking at both.
Okay.
Um,
Well, NQ's long on the month, long on the week. 8 hours left on the week, or do we really believe with 8 hours left on the week we're going to print new highs? It's possible. Is it probable? I don't know. I think it's reasonable to expect that we will take previous day's high today. But kind of have to wait on 9:30 to give us a chance, really, or it has to clear and then find an opportunity after that. 8 hours saying we're coming out of internal, we're printing a bullish engulfing that'll close in an hour and 8 minutes. The 4 hour put in a swing low and is now putting in a swing high. I'm assuming that's going to go and target our buy side liquidity as well. The 1 hour kind of sucks. We had a fair value gap at 4. We retraced into it at 6 and then printed a 1 hour bullish engulfing candle. And now we've taken out Asia highs. We do still have London lows available. Although if we run out those London lows, at that point I would be asking questions. Are we really going to make a run back to all-time highs? It would be possible, but would it be probable? And I would argue probably not.
Yeah.
And then I'm not even really going to bother going down to the 15-minute yet. I mean, really NQ looks to me like I'm sitting here until open, and then maybe we'll get a chance to make a decision.
Yeah. I agree with all of that. I wanted that 4 a.m. move. I was up and I saw that swing failure pattern close. I was like, man, if I had the margin, not the margin, if I had the risk tolerance, that would have been a decent place to enter. And then your validation level would have just trailed that up. But I know that's we're not doing that right now.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that yet. If you want to take it, man, if it's a part of your plan, pull it. I won't fault you, but I'm not gonna add it into my tool bag right now. I've seen a lot of success this week not doing that, so I don't want to change anything.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I wouldn't have anyway because the risk tolerance, like it would have cost me like $100, and I just don't want to do that right now.
Sure. Dixie's looking scary, man. Dixie, it's not showing me anything here that says it's time for us to get long on the euro and short on the dollar.
I agree. I think
I mean, as bad as I really want to, I just don't think it makes sense. Like well, here, let me restart on the monthly, right? If I restart on the month, this is actually really cool now that a lot of what I'm doing slash a lot of what we're doing is recorded, uh,
Mhm.
specifically in the YouTube videos I posted last week. I said in every single video I posted last week, I am looking for this monthly candle to deliver to this external that we put in July,
Yeah.
the monthly candle in July. And then now here we are and it's been clipped. Now look at your current weekly candles print and what do you see? Well, we always knew it was a potential, right? So what's currently going on is I'm on the weekly chart now and we have a weekly candle from July 21st that put in a swing low inside of the fair value gap we printed the week of July 7th. We've swept that sell side liquidity among our external that we put in the week of June 30th. That's a weird candle, but swept sell side liquidity and we're respecting the weekly imbalance and the weekly inverse fair value gap is really all that matters right now. So actually, if this candle closes exactly like this, I mean, I don't think I can come into next week looking to,
Play
I
short.
mean,
You're or on Dixie. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, I mean,
You're big.
that's sweeping a huge level of liquidity and putting in a massive swing failure pattern and arguably an extremely bullish candle on the dollar. We could have room all the way back to 100, $100 and 25 cents that external of printed on July 28th.
Yeah.
It's possible. I don't know. If I had it my way, we'd go find some monthly internal. I'd imagine that's Sarah's way too. She would really probably prefer to see this as well.
Geez, that'd be up at $102.
Yep. I would absolutely love that. I mean, you run into every inverse fair value gap, a normal fair value gap, you get breaker, I mean, really, you just get the whole 9 yards there. That would be really cool. But that would also give us a monthly market structure shift too, if we were to do that, right? So,
If we displaced through it, actually,
right.
no. You would need to finish out this month and then displace if you wanted an actual market structure shift.
Yeah, but the swing that you'd be looking for the shift off of would have been printed on that monthly candle August. You
Yeah,
know,
but it's not a swing, it's not a swing high yet. I mean, I see what you're saying, but we would still need to close this month.
if next month takes this month's high, that's a
Yeah,
swing.
okay, I got you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm preempting a market structure shift, but
What are you saying, Sarah? We're on the Dixie. We're on the Dixie month right now.
And you're saying it's looking bearish?
No, well, he's saying look at the month and the week. You know, we took external.
Sorry, Carter. I just wasn't sure where you were at.
I'm not stressing.
We took July's externals and then we just are running away. Now this goes back to something we've talked about a lot, and we talked about it even yesterday. The hour candle that prints and takes out a level and then pulls back, you can't really say anything until it's done. So we could still print a strong bearish close.
Yeah, in the
But-
next 10 hours, absolutely.
Correct, but even on the month, we still have 11 days on the month. So
Sure.
you know this still. Go ahead, Susan. Correct. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this could just as likely print a bearish close.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right? Like it either is in play right now. Now that weekly candle, that what is that, a pin bar, a hammer? That does
Swing failure pattern.
Yeah, that makes me think if we get a bullish week next week, well then we're probably going for that 100 level.
Yeah. Right.
I wouldn't count that 100 level out, that's for sure. But I
Correct.
also wouldn't count this thing out and continuing bearish. So it's just kind of in a spot where it's like
Don't
we
know.
should probably be hands off, really. I mean,
Yeah.
unless we get um right. So if you look at now I'm on the daily chart. So if
Hey,
you
what,
look at what
so are you up to speed, Sarah? You good? Okay.
I'm just going back and forth between you also mentions.
You just focus on the Dixie for now. Let's start there. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
so what interests me is I've drawn a fib from August 22nd to the low that we put in on Wednesday. Just because as we talked about yesterday, I like to draw the fib from where we swept liquidity last. And
Sure.
that is my argument for where we swept liquidity. That's the swing that just sticks out to me.
Yeah.
Um, so if you draw that out, you'll see that this daily fair value gap printed on Monday, September 15th, bearish fair value gap that we reached into yesterday and then also closed. It was a bullish day yesterday, but that did close with a fairly long wick. Today, currently, we're printing a very bullish day, but we've also just crept back into discount of the range. We're inside of that daily fair value gap. Um, we have an external above us, buy side liquidity from Thursday, September 11th, that I would be potentially expecting us to sweep at this point. It's an option. We don't have to, but it's there. And then there's also that daily bearish fair value gap off to the left from September 5th. So really, we could end up getting a really nice turtle soup
Yeah.
inside of discount and inside of another daily bearish fair value gap. And that could be a really strong area of interest for us to just keep an eye on. Or second option, if the dollar decides that it doesn't want to reach all the way up there and sweep that external and soup that, blah 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 blah, it could end up closing bearish today or just less bullish and still respecting that fair value gap from September 15th. Certainly an option. And that would be interesting, right? Nothing says that the dollar has to close today and print this bullish fair value gap that we're currently looking at. I'm not saying today's going to be a bearish engulfing candle on the dollar, but I am saying that it's possible that this just retraces its overnight move.
Yeah.
Probable? I don't know. Possible? Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where we just have the opportunity just to wait. It's just like, I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see what open does. And let's be patient. This does make me think
Well,
of TG, the whole retrace 30% of the range. Right
yeah.
now, we are getting much more than a retrace of 30% of the range. Right, we've retraced the entire range, but at the same time, like we expect after this much liquidity has been taken, end of the week, institutional traders are closing out orders. So, yeah,
Yeah, you just don't know how many big boy players had their stops down there at that monthly external. And maybe
right,
this is that knee-jerk reaction of pairing all those orders, right?
right,
Only in the short term, though. It could pair all those orders in the short term, drive the dollar back up a little higher so they can all refill their short positions once again for next week or for the end of the month or going into next month or whatever, right?
right.
Yeah. Now here's an interesting piece. We're bullish on the euro, same way we're bearish on the dollar. Kind of just the same story all over again. This weekly candle and monthly swept liquidity, and now it doesn't look so great. Same story on the daily chart, although we have not created a single inverse fair value gap. There's potential to create two, pending how today closes. So the daily looks good, right? But this is the piece that you and I have really been working to drive home in recent times, is that middle time frame. And we don't
Yeah,
really have a middle time frame established. We just kind of use a few of them in conjunction with one another, right?
right.
But what I will say is this 8 hour is very bearish. At least right now, it's bearish. The 4-hour is absolutely in bearish market structure.
Yeah.
The 1-hour is absolutely in bearish market structure. At bare minimum, if we were to take a trade today on EU, we're not taking a trade for 55 minutes, and this bearish fair value gap has to be inversed, fully inversed. And
Right.
from there, then we could look to target Asia highs. And that would kind of be today's trade.
Yeah.
Really. But even then, like I said, 55 minutes until we even get, potentially a chance at that. So
Right.
all we can really hope for at this point, if we were to want an execution today, is some kind of manipulation off of open for the NASDAQ.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad idea just to come into this whole day being hesitant to take a trade.
Yeah, it's a no news Friday after retail sales, FOMC, unemployment. I'm not expecting a lot, but we did we really did move overnight last night, so
Yeah, the market's just so strong. Like it's been interesting to watch just how actively indices have moved since we got confirmation of a rate cut, even though the market was already pretty confident of a rate cut.
which is a pretty interesting thing how all that works.
What do you mean?
Just I don't really know how to communicate it necessarily, but just the idea of the market pricing things in really sucks. The market would be a whole lot more fun if we couldn't reasonably guess what was about to happen. Like at the point there was I believe, so I don't speak incorrectly, I'll generalize it. It was more than a 90% chance that they were going to cut by 25 basis points, right?
Right.
More than a 90% chance. I would go as far to say I read some places said 92, 93. I saw 96 at once, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. If the market and the people that operate within it weren't smart enough to just go out there and guess, the knee-jerk reactions that we would have would be a lot more fun and volatile than, oh, everyone knows what's about to happen on Wednesday, so we're going to make the entire move on Friday, Monday, and Tuesday leading up to it, and then we're pretty much not going to do a damn thing after that. It's just like, okay, well, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, like it makes me think, well, I need to develop a better sensitivity to the calendar. Right? Like
Yeah, I agree.
that's
There's room for improvement there, but we're doing better at it than we have before, I would also say.
agreed.
But I think we did take a trade on Monday. Yeah. No news on Monday. That could have been a day where we just said we're hands off, but we took a minus, or I took a minus 0.7.
Yeah, I took a small loss as well. What was that trade? Let me look at that. It's good to review it. Do we like
It was a
that?
15-minute inverse fair value gap at the top of the range on EU.
Ah, yes, I remember that one. I remember that one. Yeah, at the end of a 8-hour bullish engulfing. Yeah, no
Not the
worries.
world's greatest trade, but we were just looking to catch a continuation. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I
could've-
liked what Kyle said yesterday. He that trade that he took on Wednesday night. He's like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. That was a terrible trade.
True.
Kyle, he said that. He's like, yeah, I make mistakes. I take bad trades. It happens. But
Yeah.
then, that's where resilience comes in. We're getting better at this. Like, what do? We reset and came at the market fresh the next day. So that's that.
That's what we're doing every day. Man, yesterday's trade sucked.
It was annoying.
I
You know, I
thought,
still,
go ahead.
I still maintain like it wasn't. I think we knew this. I knew this. Like it wasn't the highest probability, but there was no reason not to think. You know what? We're going to trade back up to that hourly level, and it's like, or even into the middle of that internal, which would have made that a pretty decent trade. And what do? We walked away with a little bit of profit and some time invested, and we
Yeah,
managed it well. La di da.
I have a couple thoughts on it. One, um, I don't enjoy doing that at all. I did not enjoy holding a trade from literally before market open until I got forced out of it by time.
Yeah,
I want to be an intraday trader, not an all day trader. That's not very fun. But I mean, it's just kind of the reality of how that trade shook out. And I considered, and this is where like rules and following a system are, it's important, but sometimes I feel like it averages out over time, but sometimes I feel like rules have their days where it's like, man, why am I following that rule? And then it has its days where it's like, oh, I'm really glad I followed that rule, you know?
yeah,
And
yeah,
yesterday, the one I'm referring to is I saw probably um on each of my accounts at one point 140 something dollars of profit per account on the position, and watched it chop around there forever, hoping it would continue up to where my take profit was, and it didn't. And then we come back down and we're chopping around like 70, $80 profit, and then we make our way back up to 100. And every single time I saw that three digit number, every single time I saw 100, I was like, man, should I just cut out of this and be thankful I can clip an R today and
yeah,
just get out of this trade? It's like, oh
yeah, yeah,
well, not gonna happen. And what I just following a process, right?
yeah.
And then I thought back to there was a while back you and I were in an EU trade, and it was similar to yesterday's. It took all day, and I got to 3:30, and I remember my exact thought was, is the market really going to move in the next 30 minutes to
And
my
then,
take profit? And
yeah,
I fully cut on every single account. And sure enough, we got the most demon 30-minute run I had
yeah,
seen at the end of a session ever. So the whole time I'm sitting there yesterday, I'm fighting my left shoulder versus my right shoulder. One says, follow your process, hold the trade, see what happens the last couple minutes. And the other one says, take your $100, forget about it, and be thankful you can get anything today.
yeah,
And so I ended up with what I think was the right decision. I wound up with less monetary gain, but I followed the system, so I would call that a win in my book.
right.
But in any situation, that sucked because, well,
Yeah,
I
we
just
waited.
didn't enjoy the trade.
Yeah,
It was still a good trade, not discrediting the trade. I would pull it again and again and again, because if that same trade pulled next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, is probably going to have the, as you worded it in your X post, sponsorship behind it to go
right.
bang. So there was just nothing. No one was involved. Felt like we were the only two orders out there in the world.
I think, what was I going to say? I think something that we should probably look at over time, and this is just something we'll get better at, is what type of consolidation are you working with into that trade? So, like, if we look at yesterday's trade, and we knew this, right? But we went into this trade And where was it? Where were we? On Thursday, we had moved up overnight. We shot down on New York Open, right? So average daily range, it had already moved quite a bit. So, we knew coming, I think we knew coming into this that there hadn't been a lot of consolidation. And it's like, okay, I'm going to take a crack at this. But you look at today's, we've been consolidating since yesterday afternoon. So then what does New York do? It dips, it dips, it dips. But we are still we are still bullish the euro.
Yep.
It's like this 1 hour inversion that looks like it may actually happen. I think yesterday's trade, okay, we waited, but today's is even more probable. And if you look at those relative equal highs on the hour, which I'm eyeing up, which is also Asia range, that's a nice target.
Yeah, I think they're actually equal highs.
Yeah. They are. So,
But that was the first thing that jumped out to me this morning was equal highs sat right there.
yep. And then you could take that and you've now created high resistance liquidity on the 4 hour and on the 8 hour. And you could go all the way up to, you could close this out as a bullish week.
Yeah, and you could get 2 to 1, right? Or 1 and 2 right now if you wanted, but that just I don't know. I'm really looking to get down onto a lower time frame today. As much as
I
a
agree.
15-minute sounds great, I'm going to say this now. I'm absolutely not holding a freaking trade for 9 hours today. It's not happening.
On a Friday, I'm 100% with you.
This
Like,
thing, I'm either going to get in a trade and it's going to go my way, or I'm going to get out and I don't really care if I miss out on $100 today. I'm not really I'm not overly joyed about sitting here and watching the same thing, watching paint dry effectively.
drag that stop down a little bit, Sarah.
Which one?
On euro, I'd drag it down to your 845 low if you want. I mean, you've got $20 on the table. That's it. I like that trade.
Yeah, you could have $20 on the table for a 1 to 2.
Like, yes, to 4 hour.
I am going to hop over to Mike's stream. I'm curious as to what he's going to say about the way the week is shaping up in the month and the rejection.
Sure.
So I'll be back.
Could you use the restroom? And get another coffee. Here we go. Let's see. Interesting, but still gonna take some time to build. Potentially. As much as I don't enjoy that, it'll take a moment. Man, do I want to see this 1 hour print me an inverse fair value gap? Give me a little bit of an opportunity today, right? Feed me something. But I've been working on a running theory. You cannot. And forgive me, as this is the first time that I truly attempt to vocalize this. You cannot poorly manage a good trade. You cannot perfectly manage a bad trade. So what do I mean by that? Just to build out the idea slightly more. There you go. Maybe. There we go. So what do I mean by that? If you're in a good trade and you poorly manage that good trade, if you maybe add in too aggressively, if you maybe get your stops a little tight, right? You can poorly manage a good trade, even a great trade, into money, right? Into a win. But if you take a bad trade, something that's low probability, maybe it's relative to the news calendar, maybe you're gambling news, maybe you're not waiting for full confirmation before entry, maybe you're preempting a trade, right? I'd call that a bad trade. You could perfectly manage your trash trade and you're still not going to make money. You cannot perfectly manage a bad trade and still make money. If it's a bad trade, if it's going to lose, no matter whichever way you attempt to manage that trade, pending a miracle, you're not going to make money out of a bad trade, right? So a lot of trading mentors, a lot of trading influencers, guys like that, they really just show their executions, and executions, they don't capture the whole picture, right? What they show is, oh, look, I bought this exact low and sold this exact high. I'm so good, right? And while the execution is important, the management is where you really make your money. It's kind of like in golf, right? You drive, they say in golf, the analogy is you drive for show and you putt for dough, right? Those big drives, those big 320-yard carries, that's all for show. But where those guys really make their money is when they're out there on that putting green, when they're making the reads. Is it left to right? Is it right to left? Does it start to break left to right and then end up right to left? Is it a little downhill? What kind of an angle are we on? Does it go downhill to uphill? Which way is the wind blowing? Right? You make your money on the putting green. Okay. So I would argue you execute for show, you manage for dough. In parentheses, money. Right? And this is derived from you drive for show, putt for dough. Money, once again, or winning the tournament, right? Now, here's the thing. You have to be able to drive the ball effectively. You can't just go out there and have a terrible driver and your irons are awful as well, right? And then just, oh, I'm a demon on the putting green. That's not going to work out for you. You have to have a mixed bag. But if I had to argue one as more important than the other, if you have an unbelievable driver and it's a par 4 and it's 360 yards and you can drive the green on that par 4, no one cares if you can drive the green if you're going to get out there and 4-putt. It does not matter, right? So when you execute, while your execution does matter, I would make the argument that the way you manage a trade is more important. Because the execution is really just the last piece to the puzzle. You know, you have to have a 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checklist that you get into before you ever even execute a trade, right? And when you get on X, when you get on Instagram, when you get on these guys' pages, right? They're just showing you the execution. Look, I bought them, ticked the market, and I sold the exact top. And that's really cool, man. But what they don't show and what they don't talk about is how they manage that trade. Because a lot of these guys, they add in, they move their stops, you know. Maybe they move to break even. Maybe they take partials, right? Let's say you were long right now. Maybe at this swing here, you're taking partials. And then your full TP is up here, right? The way that you manage a trade is so much more important than your execution. So you execute for show and you manage for dough. You make your money in the management of your trades. Again, that isn't to say you can go out there and play great golf without your driver, okay? Unless you're hitting your irons 280 yards, which, I mean, good for you, man. But in the scope of trading, you have to be able to execute, but it's more important that you understand what great trade management is, as that will be what truly makes you the money. Drive for show, putt for dough, right? Because no one talks about, you know, a lot of the times, at least when I've watched golf, man, they love to see those guys rip the big stick. And once they get down there on the putting green, it's like, yeah, okay, you know, whatever. These guys can all putt, you know, but they're doing it at the top level, right? You go and watch an amateur golfer try and read a professional level course's putting greens. Dude, just get the popcorn out, start pointing fingers and laughing. So what's the point there? the point there is when you get on Instagram and you see these guys doing the crazy things that they do, trading, right? When you get on your TV and you're watching the Masters and these guys fight for that green jacket that they all strive for their entire lives, when you're watching them, they make the reads that they make look so unbelievably easy, so much so that the average viewer goes, "Oh, I could do that, man." And then they go out to their local course that's not even a third as difficult as the one the pros are playing, and then they realize that they're four putting on par threes, right? And it's like, okay, maybe it isn't as easy as I thought, right? And it's the same thing with trading. You see those guys execute and you go, oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense in hindsight. I could have caught that. I could have done that. I could have managed that trade. And the truth is, no, you could not. False. Not true. A lot of the time, or here more recently, if you will, my trading partner and I, Samwise the Brave, have found that sometimes the best opportunity in which you can add into a trade and get more size on is when you're in drawdown, right? Pending, a couple things, right? Trading's very discretionary. Every trade's different. But generally speaking, you don't want to average in once you're already 2R in profit, right? Unless you're really trying to size on and catch a whale. But in most scenarios, you want to try and add in near break even. Maybe even sometimes you want to add in and draw down, right? And that's that kind of managing that you just you can't you can't buy that. There's not a price on a course that you can there's not a price on a trading course or mentorship that's going to get you the experience in managing your trades. There's just not. Well, it's been some time. You still look like an angel. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I don't know how it feels to hurt since you said goodbye. Wish I could say I knew. it's been some time. Well, it's been some time. Ba, ba, da, 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 da. Man, the market has just been so boring. So freaking boring, man. But that's something that should be talked about, right? I think that's super important. Come to think of it. You know what's important? In my trading partner and I's development recently. When the market is doing this, and listen, it's grinding up right now, that's the truth. But this is an annoying grind. This isn't a clean this is not a clean move up by any stretch of the imagination, right? There's not much real displacement in here. The large majority of what you're seeing is just, I mean, you get a fair value gap here. This fair value gap immediately gets inverse. This fair value gap holds barely. We don't create one in here. There's one there, right? Like, it's not a pretty move, really, at all. And this candle doesn't have a bottom wick. So you bet your bottom dollar we're going to go create a wick, I would imagine. And honestly, I don't even hate this trade. Just back up to 2.5. Back up to 24,796. That's a 15-minute level. You could expect this 15-minute fair value gap to hold. You could expect this
I'm back.
15-minute low to hold. Welcome.
I don't know what I think here. Market structure shift on the 1 minute on MQ. Coming out of a 15-minute fair value gap.
Yeah, I'm about to give it a go, I think.
Where's your stop?
Previous 15 minutes low. The current 1 minute candle doesn't have a wick. When we come back for that, I'll probably give this a 1 con stab, maybe 2 cons.
Yeah, I like that.
I can get it at that low for $32, which
Yep, I like that.
I'm pretty okay with. I don't love that I feel like this is a chase.
We've still got highs intact.
We do. I'm looking at 796.75. It's a 15-minute level, and then the one above that is 24,815.75. Ooh, maybe if I zoom in, that does have a bottom wick. Oh, it does. Well, that's unfortunate.
It does, but it's
Tiny bottom wick. We'll see if we get a chance. I don't know.
I don't want it if it doesn't retrace there.
Well, would you look at that? EU, if it plays nice here in the next 11 minutes, might just give us a chance. It might just give us a chance.
So you're saying I have a chance?
Do 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 do. Getting cooked over here. Oh boy.
You stupid thing.
Yep. I should have pulled it like a man. Well, that'll do it. There's a 5-minute bullish engulfing for you.
Sheesh.
Have to catch that, man. That's just inexcusable. That would have been a 2.6R trade in 3 minutes. You got in at 9:46 and you were out at 9:49.
We're going to hit highs, and that's going to be the end of that. Holy cow.
Awesome.
And back to 60.
Yes, might give us a chance.
You said yes?
Yeah.
It's lagging, yeah.
Equal highs off to the left.
Coming out of the 1 hour fair value gap, bullish engulfing. That one looks pretty good.
Yeah, you don't hate the way 6E is shaping up, but I mean,
No,
I don't know. I'm gonna be pretty selective.
it's just a lot of strength in the market right now. Like that's in my mind, that's what it comes down to. Like, hey, and Mike was just talking about he's talking about wanting to short everything. It's like why? Everything, yeah, everything has moved, but it
See,
doesn't mean
that's
it's gone.
why, yeah, that's why like joining those when I'm trying to execute, like I love you, Mike, but I just don't need him in my ears telling me I'm going to short everything when that's not a part of my plan or anything that I've been looking at. I hate that. Which fortunately we can take it now, but back in the
Yeah,
day that would have been so bad for my mental.
yeah, yeah.
I
At
wouldn't
this
be able
point, I
to
don't
sit there and
agree.
fade him.
Huh?
I wouldn't be able to sit there and fade him, but
Yeah.
I don't care anymore. I'm going to work my process regardless of what anyone thinks at this point. Again, love Mike, but when I'm looking to long ES to all-time highs, when I'm looking to long in Q to all-time highs that, well, I've already missed it, but right. I wouldn't want to
Mhm.
sit in that call actively looking to get long and literally NQ, ES, EU, probably GU too, and then listen to someone say, I'm looking to get short. Like,
Yeah.
not interested. Hopefully, we get a
I'm looking
retest
at
of
the
this
viewing
5 minute.
range here on ES, low to high on the 1 minute, and we've got a wickless candle at 9:49. I'm gonna mark it in off of that.
Bum, bum, bum. We'll see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. So, if every contract is $5 a point, one con drug all the way down to this low. I think you're asking for a lot there, but we'll see. I see the vision. I'm just not sure it's going to get delivered because then you have to consider hourly close, but it is an hourly bullish engulfing too. And if we get that retrace all the way back to that wickless candle, you could be looking at, I mean, this would become an hourly setup effectively. I hate that.
Yep,
I
that's
hate that.
my
No,
thought.
I'm done with that. I'm not going to do that.
What are you not going to do?
Take another hourly freaking trade and sit here all day so we can move 10 points on ES. I'm not doing it again.
It's still on a 1 minute entry though. I mean, you look at your 1 minute model
I
coming out of a
know, but
50.
I'll be able to do it differently, I think, hopefully.
What are you looking at your stop on?
I put
Just
my stop on the 1 minute.
1 minute swing low,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
relative
Oh,
equal lows
what?
on those relative equal lows. You're gonna put your stop on equal lows.
I don't know what you're looking at, my friend.
Yes. Look at 9:44 and 9:46.
I mean, those relative equal lows on the 1 minute are the bottom of a 1 hour bullish engulfing. So, yes, that would be a fine stop loss placement in my head. Unless I'm looking at different ones. I think you could drag your stop to the 935 low. How about that?
Yeah,
But
well, that's what I'm looking at.
this hour sucks. Like, what is that? You know? That's a bullish engulfing, or it potentially will be in 40 seconds. But
Yeah. Funny.
that's a terrible bullish engulfing. Not you're about to inverse your 5-minute fair value gap in 20 seconds.
Let's see how the hour opens. I don't mind waiting through that.
Well, there you go. A little bit of life there. Is that an inverse fair value gap printed? No. Give me one. Tapped your wick list, but didn't sweep it by any means. Yeah, there you go. There's your sweep.
I'm in.
Did
Right.
6E deliver our inverse fair value gap? No dice. Close, but no
Close.
cigar.
What's up, Sarah? We're on ES now.
Do I have ES set up on my copier? Let me look.
I almost has to do that.
I don't. Bum, bum, bum. I can do that really quick, though. Oh, almost spilled my coffee. That should do it.
Listen, ES. I know we're not usually together, but it's okay. I'm a gentle lover.
Gross.
What? Sarah said gross. Come on, invert that 1 minute fair value gap. Let's start right. Let's start right.
Well, it's been some time. What's your execution model here?
I mean, you have a couple things going.
I'm not
1
in
minute
this yet.
shift coming out of a 15-minute fair value gap. We ran away from a 15-minute fair value gap. Trading off of that 1 hour bullish engulfing. Enough market structure for me to say this is worth a play. Good early opening. Good 15-minute opening.
Could bite me, but I'm waiting on this 1 minute inverse for value gap.
I
Could
think
get
that's
one
your-
of those nuclear candles that just runs this 953 swing high and all in one or two 1 minute candles and not really give me a chance here, but I think it's worth seeing the confirmation. Now you have equal lows where I'm going to put my stop at 10 and 10:03. Definitely not ideal.
Give it a little bit of space under there. Go to the bottom of the 947 fair value gap. If you don't like those lows. I mean, that already keeps you super tight on the lows. Just thoughts.
Give me a chance. Do, 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 do. 6 BA for fair value gap? No. Darn. ES is our only hope. Bum, bum, bum. Still respecting that 5 minute fair value gap, but you certainly don't like that initial reaction there.
Definitely like to see it run, but hey.
Yeah. A lot of life here. A lot of life here.
Order submitted.
Trash filled. Good night. It's all good though. We don't stress those. What's a trash filled to a couple of guys like us?
Yeah, that's right. And gals.
Yes. Come here.
Order filled.
Thank you, love.
Trade-off.
Man, doesn't that sound just beautiful?
How do I get rid of this second chart? Almost.
Which one, huh? Oh,
How do I get rid of the euro?
hit top right. There's a little pane button. And that one. Clickety. That's the one.
Order filled.
Welcome to the show, B Squire. Here we go. I'm just gonna clap a quick 3R. And
Call it a week.
correct. Well, actually it'd be 2.5 at this point, but sell stop.
Order submitted.
Thank you. Order submitted.
I'm gonna start following the 15-minute.
So you're just looking to get previous day high on ES.
This could get exciting.
Oh, come on now. Don't do this. Do the right thing.
It's going to be a quick day for me, folks. And I'll give it like a tiny extra bit of breathing room, just barely, in case it wants to sweep those lows. Just a little tiny bit. That's probably a 5-minute inverse fair value gap, come to think of it. Yep, it is.
Stop
Okay.
filled.
Order filled.
Yep. Lovely. Well, that'll be me done.
Order submitted.
Last chance.
Order filled.
Golf.
For
That one
$5.
is okay. Yeah, I'd say my option is better. Asshole.
Watch this. Watch and learn. Witness me.
Witness.
I'm fine with this at this point.
Come on.
As long as
Get
this
that.
actually completes this inverse, this is a fine trade. Win, lose, or draw. Grateful for this one. Come on. Should have been more patient on that first one, but hey, we'll jot that down in the old journal. Move on. That was a good preempt there, huh? I got a great fill. That works. We'll see.
We'll
If it
see.
wants to just nuke us in this last minute of this 15-minute candle. That's probably the 15-minute low there now. Yep. So we'll see. Awesome. Maybe I'm going to take everything I said back about trading this lower time frame. I was talking junk about it this morning, saying, I'm going to get on the lower time frame and take executions because I'm sick of sitting in trades all day.
But we're still taking. We're still let's see, how do I say this? paying attention in the middle and high time frame. So we're fine.
This, in theory, is just accumulating right now inside of discount. And so if it's going to continue, we're on the right side of it. Just, I'm not going to, this is not the kind of day where I'm willing to sit here and take 3 losses and double down on the 4th one. I really don't care to do that. I will take my licks
I
and
would say
move
it-
swiftly onwards.
Yeah. Today's not the day to do that anyway. Just doesn't make sense.
And yes, and I might be breaking up quick. I know what we need. We need me to walk away for just 1 minute. That's what I'm going to do. Watch.
That's probably it. Doing that trade from earlier, Sarah, or did you take like 72 trades?
I told you. Look at that. Market makers haven't patched that method yet.
They haven't patched that method. That's funny.
This sucks, man. Like, why am I even trading this freaking garbage? I don't know what I'm doing with myself right now. This is awful. Awful, 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 awful. Look at this 15-minute chart. This is the shit we sit here and talk about all the time. I don't want to trade this. And now look at us. Freaking ridiculous, man.
Then turn it off and walk away.
I'm about to here in about 30 seconds when this gets smoked on a 15-minute freaking accumulation. That's probably, I don't even know. This could definitely wind up being one of those nice fat bullish engulfings. I'm going to get smoked on the low in the first 3 minutes. It'll turn around in the last 12 and then
Stop filled.
cry myself to sleep tonight. Awesome.
Order filled.
That's lovely. I am done. Wow. All right. If anyone's out there, I'm SquireTrades. Thank you for tuning in. It has been September 19th. It's 10:18 a.m. I'm going to go play some video games. I'm not going to watch price consolidate. There's nothing to do with EU. InQ already took our targets, and we pissed down our leg in the moment, and we're too scared to take the trade. So we could chase ES, take 2 losses in the week on a pretty poor note, and we'll come back next week with a clear head and look to continue our hot